While millions of people scream at their screens, celebrate strangers like family, and feel real heartbreak over a game, there's a group of people who feel absolutely nothing. No excitement, no attachment, no emotional pull. And here's the strange part. It's not because they're boring. It's not because they lack passion. It's because their brain works differently. And once you understand this, you'll never look at sports obsession the same way again. Think about the last time someone asked you, "Did you watch the match last night?" And you just said, "No, I don't really care." They looked at you like something was wrong, like you were missing out on something important. Because in today's world, caring about sports is almost expected. It's culture, it's identity, it's emotion. But what if not caring actually reveals something deeper? What if your indifference isn't a weakness, but a completely different way of experiencing life? So, because behind this simple preference, there are hidden psychological patterns about how you form identity, how your brain processes reward, how you connect with people, and where you find meaning. And once you see it, you'll realize this was never about sports at all. 1. You don't need a tribe to feel complete. Most people don't just watch sports, they belong to it. Humans are wired for tribes. For thousands of years, survival depended on being part of a group. And today, sports has become a modern version of that tribe. When someone supports a team, their brain releases bonding chemicals. It creates a feeling of us versus them. That's why people say, "We won," even though they never stepped on the field. But if you don't feel that pull, it means something important. Your identity isn't dependent on belonging. For example, while others feel connected through teams, you might feel complete through your own thoughts, goals, or individuality. You don't need a crowd to validate your existence, and that leads to one powerful truth. Some people feel strong because they belong. Others feel strong because they stand alone. Here is something most people don't realize. 2. Your brain isn't hooked on artificial excitement. Sports create constant anticipation. Every pass, every shot, every second. Your brain is waiting for something to happen. This creates repeated bursts of dopamine, the same chemical linked to excitement and reward. It's the reason games feel addictive. Uncertainty keeps the brain engaged. But if you don't care about sports, it means your brain doesn't respond to this kind of stimulation. You're not chasing excitement through observation. For example, instead of feeling thrilled watching others compete, you might feel more engaged doing something yourself. Creating, building, thinking. Your brain prefers real involvement over passive excitement, and that changes everything. Because instead of consuming moments, you're more likely to create them. But the truth is even deeper. 3. You don't borrow meaning from others. Sports fans experience something subtle. When their team wins, they feel successful. When their team loses, they feel disappointed. Their emotional state becomes tied to something they don't control. This is called borrowed meaning. But if you don't care about sports, you don't rely on external outcomes to feel fulfilled. For example, your sense of achievement comes from your own actions, your work, your growth, your progress, not from someone else's victory. This creates a more stable sense of self because your emotions are not constantly shifting based on external events. And that leads to a powerful realization. Real confidence comes from what you build, not what you watch. 4. Your empathy is directed differently. Some people assume that if you don't care about sports, you lack emotional depth. But that's not true. Everyone has limited emotional energy. The difference is where you choose to invest it. Sports fans direct empathy toward teams and players. They feel joy, pain, tension, all through observation. But you might direct that same empathy somewhere else. For example, into relationships, creativity, learning, or personal goals. You're not less emotional. You're just more selective, and that selectivity changes how you connect with the world. Because instead of spreading your emotions everywhere, you focus them where they matter most. This is where things get interesting. 5. You prefer participation over observation. Watching sports is a form of passive engagement. You experience the moment, but you don't influence it. For many people, that's enough. But if you don't enjoy it, it may be because your brain prefers something else. Active involvement. For example, instead of watching a game for 3 hours, you might prefer working on something meaningful, learning a skill, or creating something of your own. You don't just want to witness life, you want to be part of it. And that creates a different kind of satisfaction because the reward doesn't come from outcome alone. It comes from participation. 6. You think beyond us versus them. Sports naturally divide people, teams, rivalries, competition. It creates strong group identities. But people who don't engage with sports often think less in terms of division. They don't automatically feel loyalty or hostility based on group affiliation. For example, you're less likely to dislike someone just because they support a different team. Your thinking is less tribal, more neutral, and that affects how you see the world, because instead of seeing sides, you see individuals. And instead of reacting emotionally, you observe objectively. But here's something even deeper. 7. You find meaning in different stories. Sports are powerful because they tell stories, underdogs, comebacks, rivalries, victory. They create emotional narratives in real time. But if those stories don't move you, it means you're drawn to different kinds of meaning. For example, you might find deeper connection in books, ideas, personal growth, or real-life experiences. You're not disconnected from emotion. You just resonate with different narratives. And those narratives often have one thing in common. They involve your direct participation, because the most meaningful story for you is the one you're living. 8. You value control over random outcomes. Sports are unpredictable. That's what makes them exciting. But that same unpredictability can feel meaningless to someone else. Because no matter how much you care, you can't control the outcome. If you don't enjoy sports, it may be because your brain values control. For example, you prefer situations where your effort directly impacts the result, where your actions matter, where your choices shape the outcome. And that changes how you spend your time, because instead of investing energy into randomness, you invest it into progress. At the core of all this is one simple truth. Every human is searching for meaning, connection, and emotion. But not everyone finds it the same way. Some people find it in shared experiences, crowds, teams, collective identity. Others find it in independence, creation, personal growth, and inner clarity. Neither is right. Neither is wrong. They're just different paths, different ways of being human. So the next time you feel out of place because you don't care about sports, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what do I care about deeply? Where do I feel alive? Because that answer matters more than fitting in. Maybe while others are watching games, You're building something, maybe while others are reacting. You're thinking. Maybe while others are following stories, you're creating your own. And that's not a weakness. That's a different kind of strength. Not caring about sports doesn't mean you're missing out. It means your mind is tuned to something else, something quieter, something deeper, something more personal. You're not disconnected from life. You're just playing a different game. And maybe that game has higher stakes than you realize. If this made you think differently, then you're going to want to understand how your mind works in other areas too, because the way you think might be your biggest advantage.